Good morning. It's Sunday, the 28th of July, June, part of May. Where did it go? All I do is look out the window. But today it's salt and salt. So my weight's been hovering somewhere between 404 and 410, up and down every day. And I'm not sneaking in pizzas in the middle of the night or buckets of ice cream. I'm totally on their food. And I'm starting to realize is that they're not giving me a low sodium diet. I think they were in the very beginning, but they're not so much now. So for breakfast, I had a fruit plate, not much sodium there, and yogurt. No, not sodium there. I had a little bowl of Rice Krispies. I put the yogurt on because they don't give me milk for whatever reason. So there's 130 milligrams of sodium in the Rice Krispies. And then they gave me a banana. We're good there. And scrambled eggs and toast. I didn't do the toast because I like to put my butter on my toast just when it comes out of the toaster. They don't give me real butter. They give me this fake crap made from soybean oil. So I know there's salt in the eggs because I could taste it. And I'm starting to think that since if I go down, I eat in my room, as you probably guessed, but a lot of people eat down in the around the nursing station. There's some tables. I go down there. Everybody's getting served the same food that I get. It's same for lunch, same for dinner. And unless everybody is on a strict low sodium diet, I'm pretty much assuming now that they're getting I'm getting more sodium in my diet than that it'll say low sodium, but I don't think it's low sodium. If I'm getting the same food everybody else is getting, either they have the whole facility on a strictly low sodium diet, or they're not giving me the low sodium foods. Like for example, I've had a sliced turkey and cheese sandwich, and it's very hard to find a really low sodium sliced delicatessen um, turkey. And the cheese, of course, is going to have salt in it too. So yesterday we had this like steak and cheese on a bulky roll, you know. So I'm really starting to suspect that the foods are higher in sodium. And of course, if it's higher in sodium, we're going to retain fluid, and then um, my weight's going to go up low. So I'm not really going to know how well I'm doing cutting out sodium until I get home and follow an honest to good plan at home. And I've been taking steps to do that. Like I told you, I have the book on the American Heart Association book. I'm trying to see if I can reach it. Let me see. Going down, 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 down. We're off and going down, down, down. So going up. Oh, oh, oh. Wait. The other one too. I can't reach the other one. I had a book I got on nutrition information, which I really recommend. If you've got a smartphone, you can look that up pretty easily anywhere on the web. But I got a book. I like to look books with paper, and if pick a restaurant, a chain restaurant, Panera Bread, for example, most of their foods are very high in sodium. It's all prepared. They look like they're fixing something up special behind the counter, but it's all prepared stuff. Any breakfast sandwiches are super high in sodium, no matter who's making it, because they've got to put bacon, and the cheese they use is going to be high in sodium. So this book here, you're going to have to read it backwards because I can't get my camera to flip flop. American Heart Association Low Salt Cookbook. Great book, just to read because it talks a lot about choosing things to cook with that are low in sodium, and what's the definitions of low sodium, low salt. It could say low salt on the label, but in reality, it's just lower than what it was. But it's not really low salt. So, really great book. Um, when I get home, and I've been looking at a lot of things, just things to order like Worcestershire sauce, which I really don't really buy, but it does take the place of a lot of things. But you have to look for the low sodium version of it, and stuff like that. So different spices and herbs and uh, techniques, and how to make pickles without salt. You can make pickles with Bragg's apple cider vinegar. It doesn't have to be Bragg's per se, but apple cider vinegar and a few spices. You could make pickles out of them without having to have it full of sodium. So it is kind of a curious thing here that and I'm happy to eat something that's tasty, and I like to feel a little full. So I guess I'm my own worst. Everything is canned. Most of the vegetables are either canned or frozen. The frozen stuff isn't so much low in sodium, high in sodium, but all the canned stuff is. They're big on the three bean salad. That's got salt in it. So they could be serving me a salad plate, you know, for two meals out of the day that would be adequate and good for me and stuff, but they don't. They give me all this canned stuff. I mean, I gotta feed hundreds of people all at once. They can't be picking out one person that's on a low sodium diet, I suppose. But if they taught people in this facility how to eat low sodium, when you're in here for a month or 2 months or 3 months or even a week, and you spend the whole week eating a low sodium, tasty, healthy diet, you have a better chance of going out onto the street and following along that same practice. And to come in here and heck, you sit down with a dietitian and say, you've got to do this, you'll do this, you can do that, you'll feel better, blah, 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 blah. But they don't practice it themselves. It's kind of counterproductive. Because once you got used to eating low sodium, you're not going to want to go near something that's salty. Just like when I had that bag of, oh, well, I might not have mentioned the chips. A couple of days ago, they put Lay's potato chips on my plate. And I read the ingredients kind of lined up with my other stuff. A bowl of cereal isn't too far from the salt content bag of Lay's potato chips. And you're pretty sure that that is not on my food list. And of course, I was just going to try just one or two. But you can never eat just one Lay's potato chip. There's a reason for that ad. Has been around for 50 years. So they wouldn't be putting that on my plate, and they wouldn't be giving that to anybody in here. And you can actually get no salt potato chips. So why didn't they just serve no salt potato chips? Because some up there doesn't care. So, yeah. So that's what I'm sharing today. Have a great Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Get out and enjoy life because you don't want to be stuck in a place like this for the rest of your life. Ta ta. And if you wish to post in the comment section about how you've eliminated salt in your diet and replaced it with other things that make it feel just as exciting. I was thinking about this morning that the ways I used to eat stuff when I was younger. And even though I did it when I was younger, it carried through most of my adult life. Like if you're going to eat cucumbers, you slice them up, spread them all out on the plate, and then you sprinkle salt on them. They are phenomenal that way. Forget about the Lay's potato chips. Cucumbers with a little salt is fantastic. um, and then, of course, the radishes. If you dip them in a bowl of and you can double dip and triple dip and quadruple dip. Dipping the radishes into the bowl of sugar makes the radish goes down very nicely. Just little tips. You can see why I'm in here. Ta ta.